he was Pisces as well. Yeah.
What's your impression of the Pisces?
Very details.
Details?
Yeah, very details. Like to the details. It's not like meticulous. Yeah, that's the word for it. Yeah.
We are what? We're easy to cry, emotional.
Emotional. No, but I appreciate the meticulous. Because, yeah, you pay attention to everything.
Okay. Shall we continue?
Yeah.
A very good way to select someone who has not started to plan for the wedding yet to know how it is by playing a small little game, and I think you two are very familiar with this one. So I have a little bell here, and what they're gonna do, I'm gonna put it right here, or you can hold it for me.
Go here.
My question is, what you have to do, or what you need to do before the wedding, before the day, right? Before the D-Day. So you have to take turn to give your answers, and the one who cannot give the answers is gonna lose the game. All right? Okay. So now let's see what we need to do before the thing. Set a date.
Book the venue.
Date venue.
Sort out invitations.
Book on the vendors.
The guest list. Invitation list.
Food tasting.
Have you said this? Decorators?
No.
No.
Well,
They're
book the
one of
vendors.
the vendors, right?
It's okay. I let you.
The concept, yeah, he comes to the details.
Ask out the bridesmaid. Ask out the bridesmaid.
Of course I'm going to say, ask the groomsmen to be the groomsmen.
Get your dress.
Get your tux.
Get the traditional outside.
Oh.
It's different.
Get the parents on board with your plan.
Ooh, that's important.
Book the coordinator.
Okay, vendors, coordinators, they're different.
Let's see.
I'm lost now.
I'm lost. Anything else? 3, 2, 1.
Your punishment is I'm gonna turn my face away, but have to kiss her on the cheek for kiss. That's your punishment.
On the cheek.
All right. So normally you don't have to worry because this is the common sense. The grooms always and often not that confident as the brides in the preparations. So that's understandable. Are you sad about that? Like he should put more effort in this process. Not sad, but
I mean, honestly, at the time I was stressed, and I think I did lost it at you a few times. Well, not lost it, but I think I was a little bit of aggressive, so I'm sorry for that. But I said to him that, can you do this? And I think I was a little bit aggressive because I had to nag him to do it a bit, like immediately, because he's quite a chill guy, but he did do it. And when I'm stressed and angry, and he was there, so I'm happy with it.
I think I could turn away. You have to kiss him on the 2 cheeks. Okay.
It's okay, I cover. So, and also a few things, because I converse with the coordinator or the decorator, both in Vietnamese, so it's quicker for me to talk to them. And also with the plan, a list that it has English and everything, then he can read it. So he was involved. It's not like I talked to other friends and they said the groom just turns up and doesn't know a lot. At least he doesn't know a lot as well, but he he did listen. He did look at the plan. He knows what we're doing.
He
so.
gave at least 5 answers. That's impressive.
Yeah, so I had a gist of what was going on
Yeah.
the day. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's the language barrier, which I felt was, which is why you had to kind of take the lead on things. And I think that's where a lot of the frustration came from, is that she's doing everything and what's he doing? What am I doing?
Yeah.
You know, so I understood it from that perspective. So I was just patient with her, just let her do her thing, and try to be supportive,
Yeah.
you know, and let her unleash her wrath on me from
Yeah.
occasion to occasion.
We have like công việc tay chân, right?
Yeah.
And một bến bờ vững chắc để tựa vào. So we have the, you know, normally you don't have to like directly to pull up your sleeve and to do everything, but you need somebody to be there for you mentally. So the group always that's something you never know, right?
Yeah, I think I appreciate his patience because I can be very hot-tempered person. So imagine when you are stressed and your partner is not patient, that would be the worst thing, and you don't want that. Yeah.
Well, I think normally for me only, for some event that you put a lot of effort into, like you have to lose your sleep, your appetite, everything, and then it happened and it kind of success. I think that's you know, worth it, right?
Yeah.
So when you do your wedding, you just bring up one interesting things for me, like the language. It's very hard to communicate with the vendors, right?
Yeah.
With your family-in-law as well,
Yeah.
the guests as well. How did you manage to, you know, balance it out?
It's well, a lot of it kind of filtered through my wife here, so, and she would kind of just keep me up to date with what's going on, what's the plan, what are the thoughts, the ideas that are out there. But to be fair, the vendors that we were in contact with, even yourself, you know, you will have decent level, like good level of English, if anything. But so from time to time, I was just more hesitant to get involved, just because I felt like Vietnamese would have been the best way to communicate things, so that things aren't lost in communication. That's why I was a bit hesitant. That's all. Yeah, to kind of jump in.
Yeah.
And to be fair, what the bride wants, the bride gets.
Really agree with that, because when you cannot, you know, communicate, it's very hard to get the things done, right? There's a stereotype, cliche, an idea that the bride always into the wedding, and the wedding is for the bride mostly because it's like a dream, right?
Yeah.
So it's obviously like that from my perspective.
Yeah.
So now the questions to you, Thang. How about the groom? How many percent in the wedding was like, I do this for my girls, or this is the wedding that I always I also dream of as well?
You know what? I never thought about it for me. It just depends on who the groom is. Like myself, one day I just felt like it was more for my wife, for my family, my wife's family, and for it to symbolize a union amongst our friends and family.
Yeah.
But nothing like necessarily, like, for me, a specific thing that I wanted.
All right.
You know, and I was happy with everything that she wanted. You know, as long as it puts a smile on her face, you know, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Happy wife, happy life.
Exactly.
So that's the answers to the who, right? Who's it for? Now I think I'm curious about the aspect of the level, the factors that contribute to your weddings, like the storyteller, the decorations, the program, the what else do you consider? I mean, criterias or the checklist.
Food.
the food, right?
For me, I would like a host who, because I have seen the traditional Vietnamese wedding which fly by so quickly with nothing, and even though the host was saying a lot of things on the stage, but it doesn't come personally, and it feel like it's just on already a written script. Everything's like the same. Oh, they meet and they love each other. That's it. But there's nothing personal.
More like a conference type thing,
Yeah.
rather than a wedding.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
whereas
right.
Mikey here, like everything felt like it was from the heart. You
Yeah.
know, and that's why like several times I came up to you. I was like, yeah, it's been amazing because every word, every sentence, every speech you made did feel like it came from the heart. And,
Yeah.
and, I resonated with it. Clearly, I resonated with it. I'll guess too.
Yeah, yeah. And then with the decorator, I have one requirement which actually two. So one is sort of like the color theme that I would like, as well as whether it suits my dress or not. I think that's my biggest criteria. So even when things gonna go slightly different to the design, I was a little bit panicked, but then it turns out to be great and it worked. So I'm happy. I was happy on the day. So that's another thing with the decorator. With the coordinator, obviously there's the whole plans out. You might checklist through most of the items on the details plan, but not everything.
Alright.
But I was happy with it because also I think it's the work between the coordinator and the host of the wedding, so it makes the brides and the grooms happy with what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best thing, because I don't think any wedding would be perfect. That's my take from it.
Yeah.
So as long as you're happy,
Yes.
that is your perfect moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be personal.
Yeah.
It should be customized to what you want,
Yes.
and it should be, like wholeheartedly you put your heart there, and it gonna turns out whatever it is.
Yeah.
But how long would it be like appropriate for a couple to connect to some wedding planners or coordinator before your date? How many months? How many weeks?
So I actually connected to the coordinator, I think about 3 months before my wedding, as well as the host. And then I was sort of in my dad decided on a decorator, and I wasn't happy with it. So actually 2 months before the wedding, actually maybe over 2 months, because I contacted my decorator back in January, sorted things out, and I was happy, and that was like about 2 months before wedding. And then I think in Vietnam, because the service, I would say this is impeccable.
So proud.
Because in the UK, from talking to friends, you need to book everything the whole year. Like with the venue, it can go up to 2 years, 3 years if you want a really nice venue. And they have limited vendor, because each venue they only work to 2 or 3 vendors per type things, or even 1. So I'm grateful that it's in Vietnam and everything can be sorted out very quickly. And so I say to make it less stressful, because for me, my case, I feel it's a little bit stressful because my dad said it's fine to leave it to the last month, but to make it less stressful, let's do 3 months, or like between 5 to 3 months before the wedding, and then you have more time to relax and sort out things. For me, I pack it quite tight in the last month of the wedding.
Yeah, and that's where all the stress and everything came up. So ideally, I would say, if it was in Vietnam, if you're planning to do a wedding in Vietnam, like 5, maybe 6 months in advance, have all the vendors, planners and everything, and then start making plans with them already. And in that last month, just finalize the details.
Yeah.
Whereas we were still
Yeah.
trying to make a plan, like, oh, what flower arrangements, this,
Yeah.
that, the other. So there was a lot going on in the last month for us.
Yeah,
so
for us.
the earlier the better.
Alright.
So,
Like never, was your background related to events or anything that the factors in the wedding?
So I mean, everything was on time. It's just, I think the final details, for example, in the plan, here's what we're doing, but I haven't managed the time to talk to the coordinator in the last month before I came back to Vietnam, because I was on work. The time difference are quite large, so we can't talk during the weekday. Sometimes in the weekend I have things to do, she has things to do as well. So that's come in like, so we only managed to chat in last week before the wedding, and there's a few things that needs to be prepared and we need to decide on the day, and so it's actually stress a little. So I say, if you can find the time earlier on, then do it earlier, because for me, I think I was quite busy with work, so I left it quite late, but that's why I'm thankful for the service in Vietnam, because everyone was so understanding, and it was like, yes, that's fine, we help you to sort it out.
So
yeah.
we don't really have, well, I don't have like a background in doing any events in the past or anything like that. I don't, do you?
No,
Have you?
never.
No. So we would say,
Is she your wife?
yeah. I would, yeah.
Oh, you could have asked that question during the wedding day, then we both answer wrong.
So in that case, not having any experience in doing any events or anything like that, 100% get wedding planning.
Yeah.
But I'd say if you have and you're quite meticulous with things, very detail orientated, I'd say the bare minimum you need to coordinator on the day, just in case, like you said, things go wrong. So a button goes loose or something like that.
Yeah.
The microphone, the dress, the suit, the tux, everything.
Massive.
Yeah, on the wedding day when I changed it to my white dress, the decorator, she was quite involved as well, she was helping me a lot, as well as the coordinator. They was finding needle and thread to try to sew my skirt up because it's quite loose.
Oh,
Yeah, so they did that. So the decorator, she's very good with sewing. So she did that, actually.
You did a good job preparing for your D-Day, and they did not see that coming.
No, so yeah, I'm very grateful for that, and I say this, that the service in Vietnam are really good, and I would highly recommend everyone to come back to Vietnam, or just take Vietnam as a destination wedding, because we did a great job. Like, you guys did a great job, like on the vendor, like the food was amazing.
Yeah, all our guests.
Yeah.
They were like, the food was really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
So I did not see this coming. I mean, a lot of suggestions, highly recommendations from the couple. This interview is about, of course, the preparations for the wedding, and now it's obvious. From their sharings, we know what to put in mind before the wedding. So come to the D-Day. How do you score it, like, over 10, your D-Day, and what is the most memorable, impressive, like ceremony or event that you like the most?
You know what? I haven't had time to actually think back about the day, so I think I have to take like 2 minutes to think about it.
And you get your photo album today, right? Like,
Yeah, we got all the photos back as well, and start looking back. We was like, oh my god, there's so many photos. We didn't know when they took them.
Yeah.
Well, we know some photo that they took them, but we didn't expect to have that many photos.
The day was a blur, absolute blur. I'd say the most, for me, memorable moment was when you read your vows. Yeah. It's just replay.
Yeah.
She doesn't know it. It's replay. But yeah.
Well, I remember this story, like because from my memory, they have a very rocky proposal. I will never forget. I will never forget that. And on the day, I also did not expect the radiating energy in the atmosphere, that touching and that sentimental. Yeah. Even though I know that's what it would be, but the feeling is always different all the times. And but you gave him that feelings. But did you feel that way?
I mean, I feel it when you told me to face toward him. Just like before the vows, before we say the vows to everyone, and I know that you were narrating for the whole crowd and for everyone and for us as well. But at that moment, I don't know. I can't zone out a bit and just start looking at him.
Yeah.
So I can't forget like what people saying, but the moment I remember is that me and him facing each other.
So great. Your friends also. I think when the ceremony in general has a success, is when not only the main characters, you two, but also the friends, the bridesmaid and the groomsmen. So I see some of them really get teary in the eyes and they burst aloud in laugh when you have your own moments. And I think this is what it should be. Yeah.
And I think that's what I want in a wedding. It's not like extravaganza or anything. Obviously that would add a bit more, but it feels personal and it doesn't feel like everyone just go to have a meal and leave. You have that moment, both of you, to just look in each other's eyes and feel, yes, this is our wedding, this is our marriage.
For those who have not, especially the Vietnamese, who have not been to such an event that gets to that level of intimacies, your families from Vietnam, how did they react after the wedding? Have they ever seen some moments like that? And after seeing it at Get Back, did you share their feelings with you? Was it too much? Was that?
I think, I don't know, maybe it's a culture. People don't share that part, but I think my grandmother did really like it, because in that heat, all the elders was hiding in the building, and my grandmother was sitting at the last row, and she was sitting throughout the whole ceremony.
Wow.
And I think that's what I appreciated, because when the moment that Thang poured out the champagne, she was in the picture. She was there. So
you did not see that.
No, I saw her at the last row, and I was surprised that she's out on the elders. She was sitting there. Yeah. Because all the elders, they hide into in the building. Because I don't blame them. It's very hot that day.
Yeah.
And my grandma is so sweet that she's sit through there.
Yeah.
And even though she doesn't understand English for some part, she sat there. She was there. Fun.
The moment I see people giggles when I try to crack some jokes, that's when I feel like inside of me, phew, I can start my work today from here. Because to be very honest, before any shows, any ceremonies, the weather is different. The mood is different, the family is different, because the tensions before the wedding, to be honest with you, always very high before it started. So especially when the weddings started, it's just 20 minutes, but the two languages, you have two audiences, two group of audiences, and when this group giggles, as a host, I always I have to make this group giggle as well, because otherwise they're gonna have the question mark in their mind, like why this group giggles. And for your case, it's a success case for me when both of them really into the stories, so that a few. And yes, you sweated a lot.
It's grooming, so.
I was literally tissue in every pocket.
Well, the groomsmen help you to dab everything off.
Luckily.
Do you need that tissue for she's gonna cry a lot? No, it's sweating.
My makeup were, I have to keep my makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also I feel like I was sweating, so I'm like, I can't play at this moment, all the waters coming.
Incredible. So that's the. Is there anything else in the ceremony, that 20 minutes in the gardens, that make you feel like very good that day?
I think it was my dad's speech. He didn't write it down. He was speaking
From the heart.
from the heart, right there, right then. And then my friend.
He's so proud.
Yeah, my friend today, she made a comment, say that my dad was making a very heartfelt speech. He ended it with a wish. He was turning to Thang saying, "Can you promise that you will give me a lot of grandchildren?" So it stopped the tearing up.
I remember that.
No, it wasn't like that. But it's like people were tearing up because of the other part. And then my dad's like,
Made them all
"Make
laugh.
up, laugh."
Normally people gonna end, especially the Vietnamese, they're gonna end with the wishes toward the others, right? He ended with the demand. No,
The high.
the comment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So nice.
So I think I enjoyed that moment because I think the part where he handed me to Thang, I felt something like he wasn't letting go.
Yeah.
He was holding.
Wow.
He was holding on.
Grip.
His grip, yeah.
I got the goosebump. For real, like how? Like
It was a few seconds to you guys, but I think he was holding on. He wasn't letting go yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he grabbed my hand really firmly as well, and just put it there, clasped it,
Yeah.
and he whispered
He
a
would
few
just
things.
leave it there. Yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
It's really nice to really hear the story from this side of the story, because normally as a host, the cliche thing we used to say, we often say in that very moment.
Yeah.
For me especially, I've never get wedded, so I don't know when or how people feel that moment. So it's very nice to see a very not me, older man to have that,
Yeah. And he's normally not an like
sentimental guy. right?
sentimental. Well, he doesn't show it. He
Exactly.
is very sentimental, but he held it together all the time. Yeah, his childhood is quite a hardship, I say. So he doesn't cry at all. So for him to, I can't like see that when he was helping me and Thang, I feel like, oh my god, he's really gonna cry. I didn't expect that, but he wasn't. But I felt something.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to briefly explain to you, because for their wedding they have a small little part like outdoor with ceremony around 20 to 50 minutes, do all the intimate parts, and then they have the big crowd getting the families and friends, and they do in the grand ballroom like hundreds of people. So that's how it went. And for the couple only, not for the host first, but for the couple, they do their ceremonies like somehow twice. They share the intimate moments, and they again do it, but with a bigger, crowd. So I think for the introvert, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Even for me as a host, when I'm really into the outdoor part, for me as a Pisces, my emotions is very important. I like it a lot. So when I have to get back to something grand and something traditional, I'm not favored that at all. To be very honest.
I think, I didn't know about that, but apparently, the MC only like go on the day, get it. And I feel like because we have a chat, we know what's going on, and at least like we know your style as well. So it's easier for us so we know who to trust.
So when we play the games, it just feeling so great to lose my voice that way, because after the wedding I lost my voice, I cracked my voice, but I'm happy with that game.
I mean, they enjoy it. Even my guest as well, she's pulled me aside and like, oh, your host was great. I didn't know that in Vietnam they do that. Because for the wedding, often they only have the officiant, and then the rest just family member helping with some of the program, and not one person doing it. So having a host like that, I feel like it's in one place, and because you're very familiar with improv in the crowd like that, that's actually it's really good. So my friend was appraising.
I cannot improvise every single time, especially with the crowd that I'm not relate myself to.
Yeah.
I'm very confident because I think I know you too, so that everything else just circle around you too.
Yeah.
So I can do everything. And I like your groomsmen and bridesmaids so much because they started really like humble.
Yeah.
But gradually they open, and the moment they, screaming and they challenge the other team, I love it.
The pointing fingers.
Exactly.
All sorts. So no, games
wonder.
games are great because, like you said, it not only entertains them, but it also makes it memorable for not only bride and groom, but for the guests as well. Little prizes, that they can keep for the rest of their life or use.
Thank you so much. I think that pretty much brief your D-Day.
Yeah.
I think the time is quite long now. So now I think I want to grab this conversation by asking a question that useful for someone who is about to do the wedding. If you can redo some certain act in your plans, what it gonna be? To make it better. Maybe imagine for your son's or your daughter's wedding day.
Yeah.
Now you are.
So when we think about it, we have to think before and what we would change before, and what we would change on the day. So before, I would say the things I would change is have the vendors earlier, get things sorted so there's less stress. Anything else you think that there might be?
You want to spend more time with your guests, right? You just started that. You just have a little time with each of them, right?
Yeah.
I think it's depending on who is in the crowd, because some guests they do come and go very quickly, and because they start going, everyone thought, oh, actually we need to go. So I don't know what else we can do because it's a culture.
Yeah.
But I feel like as long as you have fun already, it doesn't matter. So on the day, just let it fly. And don't stress on the day, because basically everyone was telling me, oh, it's just fine, it should be fine. And then yes, actually everything turned out to be fine. So I didn't need to be, stressed.
Alright.
I did for a few moments.
Alright.
But yeah, everything turned out fine then.
All is well, right? All is well.
Yeah.
And I think you did a great job in planning your. I think thank you so much for being here in my, again, my living room today. I cannot imagine that I have some couples visit my own personal space and talked about your story. Thank you so much. Before we end this conversation, love is ... and you have to fill in that blank. And whoever cannot give the answers gonna lose it. All right.
I might lose.
She wins the first time. Let's see, can Mr. Thang, balance it out? Love is go.
Eternal.
Family.
So for him, love is one option only. Whatever you can fill in the blank.